Like, I'm not going to brag about what I did back then because I don't want the kids out there to think that it's acceptable behavior, because it's not, It causes nothing but pain, not only for you, but for everyone around you. And my old lady passed away when I was in jail in Supermax in Acacia. And then a year later, my sister passed away when I was in Acacia. Not going to those funerals will eat away at you for the rest of your fucking life, and there is nothing you can do about it.
All that talk to my gang pull up, and we pull up and they all dip.
Yo, it's your boy King Dave here, and this is the Fallon Show. Hope all is going well. How about you introduce yourself, my brethren, and where you from, cuz?
Hey, bro. My name's Cody Matthews. I was born in Hastings, Victoria, but was raised in Ringwood.
Raised in Ringwood, man. Cody Matthews. So this right here is one of the boys, man. This is a special episode for me, man. Getting to have one of the brothers on here, man, from jail and all that, man. One of the boys from the gang. So, nah, man, bro, big love, man. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us, my brother.
Bro, got nothing but love for you, bro. Always will. Always will.
Man. Much love, much love. So yeah, man. So me and Cody, we met inside in Port Phillip, man, in the pokey there in the slot over there in Charlotte, man. That's where we first met.
Yeah.
22-hour lockdown, man, solitary and all that, man, yelling through the vans, fishing lines under the door, man, the whole thing, brother.
Up to 7 fishing lines, yeah.
Brother, so Ringwood, look, Matt, so Cody here, man, like, real talk, brother. I mean, this dude does have a reputation in prison, man. He does have a reputation out there in Ringwood as well. He's managed to stay out for over 2 years now. Is it, my brother? You've been out for...
Yeah, bro. It's been a struggle, man. Like as you know, I've been in and out since I was a little over 11, 12 years old. So started off in secure welfare and ended up being awarded the state and all that. But ended up graduating to prison. I'm 31 years old now, and it's been in and out ever since. So I got out when I was 29, and it's been, bro, just adjusting to the outside life's been a fucking struggle, man. Like, yeah.
Oh, brother, much love and respect, man, for being able to hit that milestone, man. It's a big achievement. Like I said, man, this bloke here, he does got a reputation in the system, man. He's been through it, like he said, from the age of, a little over 11. I mean, can we run back to that at all, brother? Like, you were up in Ringwood, was it?
Yeah. Like, I only say Ringwood because most of the people that ask where I'm from, I say Croydon, and they don't know where that is. So I have to explain it's near Ringwood, and they're like, oh, yeah. So it's just easier for me just to narrow it down to Ringwood and then explain from there. But
so that's the east side of Melbourne.
I was raised in Croydon on the east side of Melbourne, yeah. And normal family, bro. There was 5 kids. Mum and dad, like, dad barely ever seen him. He was always at work, but I was always that kid that would run out the front as soon as I heard the car come around the corner, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, bro, I was bullied all the way from grade prep all the way through to grade 5. And one day I just snapped, like, I got so angry I started crying, and then the next thing I know, I was on top of this kid and pounding his head into the ground, you know what I mean?
Yeah, brother.
And then after that, once I realized my strength, just got power hungry and fucking started abusing it,
Yeah, my brother.
So from grade 5, I started running away from home because some shit was going on there, but I'm not gonna go into it too much because
fair enough.
It affected the three out of 5 of us. So started running away from home when I was like maybe 10, 11, and then one day Mum turned around and she's like, "Listen, son," she goes, "I can't keep on calling the cops and reporting missing child reports." She goes, "So let's go for a drive." I said, "All right." Okay, where are we going? She goes, "We're going down to the shops." Yeah, we pulled in the Moorabah train station, and she goes, "Listen, I'm going to give you an ultimatum." She goes, "You leave now. I'm sick of you taking food. I'm sick of you taking the clothes that I've paid for. If you want to leave, you leave now, and you don't come home. Okay, otherwise, let's go to the shop and get something to eat. Bro, I couldn't go back home, you know what I mean? Like, I was thinking about running away that night, and I was like, you know what? Here's my opportunity. I turned around, told her I loved her, and walked away, you know? Didn't look back.
All right. How old were you at this time, brother?
How old was I? 10 and a half. I'd catch a train from Ringwood back down to Lilydale. I'd walk to Lilydale pools, and above the baby pool was like this tarp, like a shade cloth. And I sort of used it as a hammock. So I was sleeping there pretty much until I realized, until I met a few of the boys on the streets and shit like that at Lilydale Station. And then, yeah, when I started stealing cars, and then from there, sleeping in stolen cars because it was more comfortable. And then, yeah, the very first stolen car we ever took, we drove to Sydney. Ended up somehow on King's Cross. We didn't even know what King's Cross was back then. Next thing you know, we're at fucking, what's it called? King's Cross Police Station. And I'd lied to the boys. Like, I lied to all of them. And they're like, the cops looked at the two older boys and they go, what are you doing bringing a fucking 11, 12-year-old boy with you? They're like, who the fuck's 12? They're like, him. Pointed straight at me. Bro, jacket straight over my head. All the boys next to me, because the holding cells back then were they were perspex. And it was just one long bench, and in between us was perspex sections.
Yeah.
They're all banging on the fucking doors, going, you fucking little shit, because I told them I was 16, 17.
Wow.
And then, yeah, they checked us on the plane that morning. Bro, got back to the airport. Fano was there. And, yeah, got a mean hiding. But, that's the sort of shit that makes you, like, builds character, you know?
Yeah, exactly, bro. Adversity builds character, isn't it?
And then,
okay, can you explain like what secure welfare and all that is, brother?
Secure welfare is like, if you're too young to go to juvie and you're endangering your own life as well as the lives of others in the community, then they put you in secure welfare. Now, secure welfare, you can only be in there for 2 weeks at a time. And when you're that age, you can only be in the police cells for 20, or I think back then it was 23 hours. So they take you from the police station, independent third person, all that sort of jazz, and then take you to secure welfare for 2 weeks. And then after that, like during that 2 weeks, they'd find you placement in a residential unit. I became a ward of the state. Parents signed over their parental rights until I turned 18. And I went to juvie when I was 13. 2004.
So can you sort of give the breakdown of what Parkville Youth Justice is like, brother? So like the units and like what it was for you, you know, going there at 13?
Bro, to be honest, like I was like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like I was scared. Like when I only watch movies about jail and shit like that, so I was like, that's fucking hectic. Like when you're that age, you're like, fuck, that'd scare me, you know? But bro, I walked, thank God for the years that I spent on the streets, because I walked straight into the unit, and 10 out of the 15 boys I knew. It was a blessing, but it was a curse. It was called Bradman back then. Yeah.
So how was your time in juvie, man? In the initial stages, because you obviously done a few years in there. So how was it initially for you?
Bro, I was an angry kid, bro. Like real angry. Yeah, I used to act up all the time. Threw tables at the youth workers, chairs, belted the boys. I was just in and out of the sick. Like they called it the quiet room. and you went there for only an hour, which was pretty much the slot.
Yeah.
Uh,
So like an empty room, eh?
Yeah. You could only be in there for an hour, and then you had to go to mediate with whoever you had a problem with. Either shake their hand or agree that you wouldn't do anything else, and then it'd be over with, you know. When I was just after I turned 14, you're not supposed to go to MJJ until you're 15.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Just before I turned, or just before or after I turned 14, some dude smashed my guitar. So we ended up getting into it. Long story short, I got segregated. He got put in the holding cell. There was only one holding cell. I got put in my cell, and I'd only been told this a couple of hours before I got into the incident that once the fire alarm goes off, all the doors pop open. It's like a emergency mechanism, so everyone can get out of the unit. So I set my mattress, my pillow, my doona on fire, my clothes, and yeah, fucking the room filled up with smoke. I shit myself, dropped to the ground, was breathing under the door, and then as soon as the smoke hit the ground, all the doors popped open. Ran straight out. He's run straight out. Gave him another hiding. Ran down to the unit, jumped onto the roof, smashed everything, and then I think I was up there for about a day and got hungry and decided to come back down.
Yeah.
And once I came back down, they didn't take me back to the unit. They walked me straight over to the new remand center that had just been built. Stayed there for like 2 weeks and then went down to Westgate. So in MJJ, you've got South Bank. Back then, you had the old remand unit that is now Oakview. You had Westgate, and then you had the Violent Offenders unit, which is pretty much the supermax of juvie, called Eastern Hill. I was in Westgate for maybe 3 or 4 months. The screws there called in my parents, like, we need to speak to you about your son. Pulled him into the office. They're like, your son's gained a reputation for himself in juvenile. Like, I'm not going to brag about what I did back then because I don't want the kids out there to think that it's acceptable behavior, because it's not, you know. Like, it causes nothing but pain, not only for you, but for everyone around you, especially the ones that love you, because you end up getting more time. The more you hurt yourself, you're hurting others because they care about you and that they don't want you to feel that way, you know? Yeah, I ended up getting out from there. That's when it like really kicked off, you know? Like, I'd been so used to using violence as a way of resolving my problems that I started using it on the streets. So when we were boosting cars, occasionally the dudes would come out with baseball bats and we'd cop a hiding, you know? End up running away, whatever. And I said to my boy, I go, listen, I said, that's not happening again. He goes, what do you mean? I said, from now on, I'm standing at the front door. You do your thing and let's do it, you know? So fucking couple of times dudes come running out the front door. Something that happened. Everything to be sweet, jump in this car, take off. And then from there, we'd cruise around and realize, like, wow, we can't do petrol runs anymore because it's too hot. We need money. So, bro, this is the one thing I'm not proud of, like, during this period is, like, robbing innocent people that are just walking home from work, you know? Like, pull over on the side of the road, pull out a knife or whatever I had, take everything off them, jump in the car and take off, you know? Like the high security unit of MJJ. When I was 15, 16, 15. Made a few good heads in there, and then it's sort of sad, but that's where I found myself, you know what I mean? Like I was in amongst boys that were like me. Like, all of us clicked. I mean, you know the deal, bro. Like, everyone's got something to prove in there. There's fights every day. We're stuck in the unit, so there's not much freedom, and we're in each other's faces all the time. So the tension builds, and it's just, yeah, from the fry pan into the fire, you know. Obviously you had your Aboriginal, your Indigenous Aboriginals, you had your Islanders, you had your Asians, Africans, and bro, honestly, the Aussies, they pretty much they weren't really together. They were in amongst like different groups, you know. I did some brazen shit in juvie, man. Like, I remember this one time, dude put me on a promise. Didn't follow through. I remember grabbing my knife, and there was 13 knives, 13 forks. Just to sit down until all of them got washed and put back in the cutlery drawer. I grabbed my knife while I was eating dinner, sat down next to him, and I remember stabbing him in the leg 5 times and telling him to shut up in front of everyone. Like, only 2 or 3 people seeing me, and they're like, "What the fuck are you doing, bro?" I was like, "Shut up." Bro, the youth workers had no idea. This dude was sitting there trying to keep a straight face with a tear rolling down his eye. Like, I think about it now, and I'm like, poor cunt, you know? And I'm not going to sit here and glorify anything else, because a lot of it was worse, you know? Yeah, the only time there was really like problems for the youth workers was, when there was racial tension.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's brother, you know, of course, you know, from me and you being boys and in prison and all of that, man, it's a lot, man, hearing your story, brother. You know what I mean? Like you know, it's man, you've been through it, man. Like,
I could go on about my past, but I eventually want to get into youth work, you know?
Bro, 100.
I eventually want to get into youth work. I want to be a mentor for the adults, do youth work, pursue my music, you know?
Brother.
Like, as you know, I used to sit there and rap for the boys out the door. Like,
yeah, bro.
Yeah. I got that money for your 3K. For the mercenaries that like to do whatever we say. You're thinking up to take it on my brother's prepay. You know what's up when we lock prisons in for 3 days. All the chefs in the kitchen cooking that 3. Bitch, fuck a bitches more than 3. Went to the ground, you 4.3. Make it whip it on the freeway. Wow. The replay, we whip it on the freeway. In Melbourne City, bouncing like a new era of DJ. I'm never naked, so you never get me to my seat. Case of mania drive, but I laid them out the Jeep way. They wanna deport me like I'm a cheapskate. Leader of the free world, selling shit on eBay, cheers.
I mean, moving on to that, yeah. So again, you know, me and Cody here, man, we've been at Port Phillip together, man. So we've been in the slot together there, you know, 22-hour lockdown, man. No real human contact there. And we used to all sit at the beds, man, or all be rapping, man. Like this guy, man, this dude's got like raps, can sing the voice of this bloke, man, I swear. Like Nate, mate. Like Nate Dogg, brother, fuck on a voice, mate. Like, how did that start for you, man? Like all the playing the guitar and being able to sing and all of that. Was that just something you grew up doing, brother?
My favorite Uncle Lee that passed away when I was about 5 years old, had a 12-string Ibanez, and my dad held on to that for my uncle's son, who's my first cousin, until he was old enough to realize how sentimental things are and to look after it. My dad held on to it, and every now and then he used to play it. And the first time I heard him play it on the weekend, I heard him do a hammer-on, like rapping, like I was hooked on instruments, just from that one tone, you know?
Yeah, brother. Yeah.
And that was when I would have been about 8, 9 years old.
True that.
And so I learned how to play on a 12-string Ibanez, which now these days, like I got fat fingers now. Like back then Back then, it was easy to pluck 2 strings at once. Now I'm hitting like 3 or 4, you know? So I don't even mess with the 12 string anymore. But yeah, it's just.
Yeah, nah, man, I remember those days, bro. Can't forget those days, mate, in the slot, man, rapping together. And like, to paint a picture, though, like, we're all in a unit, like, locked in ourselves, like, late at night, and we're all just like at the vents, like, all like rapping. And this dude will be like singing, rapping. Like, bro, it was crazy, man, crazy talented. Well, look, brother, I mean, so going back, man. So from Parkville, you know, sort of, and then, you know, going into the prison system, how was that transition for you, man, going into the adult system?
Oh, bro, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't fuck around when I went to when I first got to prison, bro. Like, I wasn't even at the map for a couple of hours before I ended up getting into my first incident in the yard.
True.
Pretty much went up the stairs, dropped off my stuff, made myself familiar with the unit, walked out into the yard, seen some dude eyeballing me, got paranoid and it was on, you know, so.
Far out.
Yeah, I ended up going to the slot there upstairs at the map. I'm not sure, I can't really remember what unit it was, whether it's 6 or 7 or something like that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, ended up going from there to MOU. Or SMU, sorry. I didn't know what MOU was back then.
So sentence management.
Sentence management unit came and see me. They're like, listen, you were involved in an incident, blah, blah, blah. We're going to send you to Fulham because it's your first time in prison. I turned around to them stupidly and said, nah, I'm not going there. They're like, where do you want to go? I said, Bowen. They're like, what? I said, I want to go to Bowen. I got letters while I was in juvie from a few dudes that were there. Told me that it was all right in prison. And as you know, bro, as soon as you get prison, you got 10 times more freedom there than you do in juvie. Like, you can't go outside in juvie without a worker. Yeah, like, as soon as I got to, like, I rocked up to Darwin, and it was like walking down that spine, dude. It's eye-opening, you know? Like, fuck, this is it. Go to medical, do your thing. After you get strip searched and put in your greens and whatever. And then I walked out into the compound. I was like, bro, looks like a high school campus, eh, cuz?
Yeah, cuz.
Yeah, seeing the 3 units, the 4th unit, like behind Cassio, in between Cassio and Diosma. You had eucalypt. And yeah, like, walked in there with something to prove. Was liked, but people were unsure of me, you know. You know what, like, you know what it's like to meet strangers. You be polite, you be respectful, but at the same time you be mindful, you know. So yeah, it's just I weren't sure, and then I ended up getting a drug habit while I was inside. Long story short, a couple of days later, I was sitting there and they come up to me. They're like, all right, you're on the bus this afternoon. I go, what? They're like, you're on the bus. I was like, all right, sweet. So I went to Margate. I was there for 7 months. They reckon that I was trafficking and that I was moving this, doing that. That I was assaulting people, blah, blah, blah. They had no proof. So I went to Fulham. Same thing, except for the drugs. Like, I actually got fit down there. Like, back then there was free weights before the riot.
Yeah.
So I made the most of it, hit the free weights, ran around the track, was clean, but I was the reason that about 7 or 8 incidents had happened in our unit. Someone had dropped a note on me. So they go, you're going back to Bowen? I go, perfect. while I was in D block, I issued my Freedom of Information papers. Got my 2B sheets from SMU.
Standard. Yeah, well, yeah.
Standard, bro. I said, I'm not going back there unless I got fucking proof, because when I was a Margarita, her cunts were talking shit and everyone had my back. When I went to Fulham, the cunts were talking shit, everyone had my back. And then when I finally got back to Barwon, I had the proof. And showed the boys my 2B sheets, and sure enough, it said I'd been reclassed, that I didn't ask to leave or anything like that. That I didn't say that I was my life was in danger. I didn't say any of that sort of shit, you know? Like standard, you keep your fucking mouth shut. Like if you got issues, you deal with it yourself, yeah? But at the same time, I sort of lost that independence, like throughout the course of being institutionalized, because everything's so convenient. Like you have the toilet right next, like pretty much in the shower, right next to your bed. You know, so you take 2 steps, take a piss, take 1 step, wash your hands, take 2 steps, go back to bed. Look, there's that. You got work, which is probably about 50 meters, 100 meters away. You got the medical center, which is about 50 meters away, like walking track, gym, which is in the same unit. You get bought your food 3 times a day or 2 times a day. If you're lucky enough, you got someone cleaning your cell, you know? Yeah, bro. Just
well, I mean, from there, brother, you know, like from your time, you know, in the years that you did in prison, man, like how was it for you, you know, entering into, you know, Supermax, you know, you've pretty much been through all of them, brother, you know, all the long-term management units in the state. So how was that for you, man, going into, you know, Melaleuca, Acacia, Elyria, and all of that?
Yeah, the first time I went to the slot, bro, like, first time was at the map, and they said to me, they go, how long are you going to be, like, I asked them, I go, how long am I going to be in here for? They're like, a week. I said, what? So I was like, oh, sweet. I was like, a week must be the standard here, you know? And then I went to the slot when I was in Barwon, and I was in there for 3 months. Okay, 3 months? What the hell?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, from 3 months, it was 9 months. From 9 months, it was a year. From a year, like, it was 2.
Yeah,
and I went to, like, the sentence I just got out from, I served 5 years, just under. And, yeah, I was, bro, I'm not going to explain how it happened, but I rocked into the yard at the map with my arms in casts, you know? Like, I had 2 broken arms.
Sure.
And in order for me to eat, I had to rip my right cast off with a broken arm just so I could hold onto a fork, you know?
Far out.
Knowing damn well the risks of getting into an incident, because you don't go a lifetime of living the way that I lived without having enemies, you know? Like, it comes part and parcel with the lifestyle. So if you can't handle people hating on you, this isn't the life for you, you know?
If you haven't made enemies in that life, you haven't lived the life out.
Yeah, that's it, bro. So it's just like, yeah, you can't pick your battles in this life. Like, you gotta it's either head on or turn around and walk away, you know?
Yeah.
So I was at the map for a week, and then went to MRC, Melbourne Remand Center. I was there for a day before I ended up getting into a punch-on in one of the cells. And I walked down to the yard, and one of the boys just comes up to me and goes, "Screws are looking for someone with a broken arm." I go, oh, fuck. So I ripped off the other cast, chucked it in the bin, and not even 5 minutes after that, I got into a blue in the yard with 2 broken arms. And yeah, that escalated into me getting into it with 4 or 5 screws and in the middle of the yard, and I got charged with them. 2 of them didn't charge me. The other 3 did. I got an extra 8 months. And then I was in the slot for 2 years for that.
Yeah. That was when
I
we
got
met around that time, yeah.
Yeah. I got tipped to Acacia. I was in Acacia for a bit. Then I got tipped to Charlotte. I met you.
Mm.
And then I got tipped back to Barwon.
Then you got tipped back again, huh? You came back again. You came back again, bro.
Back to Port Phillip for court. And then went back to Barwon, but I went to Melaleuca. Stayed there for a bit, went back to Acacia because one of the boys was there. And then, yeah, like that was my 2 years, man. And I got classoed to Port Phillip. And I was there for maybe not even a month or 2 months, bro. And some dude that wasn't supposed to be in the same jail, let alone the same yard, had flagged me. But they overlooked it somehow.
Yeah, no, I remember.
And they put him in the same yard. Long story short, he ended up getting airlifted to the hospital, you know?
Yeah.
I ended up going to the slot and heard it was your voice.
Yeah.
Hey, Cody! No! Love triangle, eh, cuz? Like, what happened? That's an attempted murder charge right there, you know?
And you just done a couple years in the slot as well.
And
like
I've just done a couple years in the slot. I'm thinking, I'm going to get an extra 10 years. And on top of that, I'm going to serve 7 of them in the slot. You know what I mean? So I just have to wrap my head around that and accept it. So then that way, expect the worst, hope for the best. Nothing surprises you, you know?
Yeah.
Wrapped my head around it. I was like, all right, sweet. That's the way it's going to go. That's the way it's going to go. I said, boys. I said, fuck, it wasn't me, man, yeah?
Yeah. The war's got ears in there.
I was like, of course they're going to slot me for it when he's not supposed to be in the same unit as me and he gets got.
Mm.
Like, he wasn't in the same unit, but he was in the same compound. And, yeah, that happened the way it happened. So, yeah, I did 2.5 years in the slot for that. And then got out. Wasn't even out of the slot for 3 weeks, bro. And then was back in the slot, yeah, for that major incident. Went to the slot for that one with a couple of the boys and ended up getting out from Melaleuca.
Fuck, so you got out from the slot?
Yeah, I got out from Supermax, yeah.
Like, how was it? How has it been, man, being released, you know, after all these years in jail, man? How's that been for you, brother?
Bro, like, I'm uncomfortable out here, you know? Like, I'm if there's no drama and there's nothing to worry about and there's no violence or anything like that or no threat, I don't feel comfortable. And it's fucked, bro, because I can be doing well, have a solid missus, comfortable relationship, and, like, I'll be sitting down watching Netflix with her and feeling uncomfortable and unsure and anxious, and I'm like, it doesn't feel right to me, you know? And as you know, it's all about routine. Like, you got to find yourself a routine when you get out. That way you can lose yourself in that. Like, you go to work, you come home, you go to gym, you eat dinner, work, repeat, you know?
Yeah.
Saturday, go out for a few beers, catch up with the boys, go out for lunch with your friends, and that's the life. Like, that's good living, you know. Like, if you can count your real friends on more than one hand, you're kicking goals. And but, like, yeah, it's been up and down. Like, I'm facing a couple of charges at the moment. I've got a few court cases. Yeah, it is what it is. Like, but the main thing I'm trying to do at the moment is try and stay out of trouble and just, yeah, try not to make things worse, you know?
Yeah, brother. I mean, man, Cody, hey, like I just got so much respect for you, man, and like to the viewers and that, like this is the reality, man. Like this jail stuff and getting caught up in the mix ain't no joke, man. You know what I mean? Like
No, it's no
all
joke,
the
bro.
boys,
Like,
you know, all the boys getting out, and it's tough, man. You know what I mean, man? Like
if you can't handle, or if you're scared of weapons or copping or hiding or getting three-outed or like fighting more than one person, then the violent life's no life for you. All I can say to kids is be yourself, you know? Like learn who you are. If you do have it in you and you got something to prove, then do your thing, bro. You know what I mean? Like do what you think is right at the time. Don't try to be anyone else but yourself.
Yeah.
And try and look up to someone influential, like a good role model that will sit down and tell you, go to work, look after your kids, look after your girlfriend, and repeat, you know? Like, to me, that's a real gangster. Like, the real gangster in my life, bro, before she passed away was my old lady. And my old lady passed away when I was in jail in Supermax in Acacia. And then a year later, my sister passed away when I was in Acacia. Like, not going to those funerals will eat away at you for the rest of your fucking life, and there's nothing you can do about it. And there's nothing fucking cool about that, you know?
brother, thank you for jumping on, man, and sharing your story. Brother, you're gonna inspire a lot of people, man, with you know, with your story and what you've gone through, man. Because again, man, what I know of you from in prison, man, like bro, you were just respected by everyone, man. Like even the people we don't get along with, bro. Like you just everyone respected you, man. You know what I mean, bro? Like it's just because that's just the sort of bloke you were, man. You know what I mean? Just as real as it is.
Bro, I live by the code, man. Like show respect when you give respect. When you get respect, show hate when you get hate. Like match the energy that you receive, you know?
But man, much love, bro, and brother, we'll talk soon anyway.
Yeah, 100%, bro. So much love for you, fucking everyone out there. I can't stress enough. There's no life in jail, bro. Like, there's no life. There's no life in this shit. And at the end of the day, there's gonna be tears rolling down someone's cheek, you know.
Yeah, spot on, brother.
Let it be the cheeks of those who don't want to see you do well.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Like wise words from a wise man. Big Cody, brother.
Nah,
again,
nothing but
man,
love, bro.
Nothing but love, man.
Shout out to all the 501. Shout out to all the boys on Camp Road in the detention center.
Yeah.
Like,
shout out to all. Yeah.
Shout out
to all of them. All of the 501s, man. Free the G fam, bro. Free all the brothers out that cage, man. You know what I mean? Free all the boys. And till the death, man. You know, fucking love you, brother.
Oh, I love you too, bro. I'll speak to you soon.